Let's all go live in a Christmas movie where the bakery's safe and the snow falls smoothly.
Christmas.
Hey, it's Heather
Darius.
and we are back for another episode of 12 Days of Ugly Sweaters and Christmas Movie Tropes. And today we are reviewing the Hallmark 2025 Christmas season Keller Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Darius, set us up for this one, will you?
Sure. So here we have what it says, a family Christmas vacation. Now, going back years and years ago with Chevy Chase, a longtime fan of the whole Christmas vacation idea. So this one I figured was going to work well for me, and it did. It really did. You've got a foreign setting, they're in Europe for this vacation. It's an entire family, it's two generations of a family. Again, we have three siblings, as we did in when we reviewed The Three Wisest Men. Um, we've got their current and potential future love interests and all that goes with that. I really enjoyed this one. What were your thoughts on it?
I liked it too. It was funny, and it also reminded me of the Chevy Chase franchises,
Yeah.
in like not in the slapstick obnoxious, really out there kind of way, which I
Yeah.
love. That's not a criticism, right? But just in that whole premise of like, hey, let's go off to Europe and have everything go wrong,
Right. Right.
at least for the kids. The parents
It sure
were
did.
sailing along smoothly, but the kids were having like everything go wrong,
Yeah.
and very tropey in that whole like, hey, we're siblings and we've drifted apart and we don't even know what's going on in each other's
Right.
lives, and
Yeah.
so that was pretty formulaic, but still good. I thought the sister was like, she was like just the right balance of serious and goofy, you
Oh my
know
gosh. She was a nut though.
well.
I mean, the facial expressions alone had
Yes.
me laughing like all the time. I would just sit there just with this big grin just because of her expressions.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna get the brothers' names mixed up, but the
I can't help
architect.
you.
Yeah, the architect, not the football
Jonathan
coach.
Bennett is the actual actor. I would have to call him by his real name, Jonathan Bennett, because I can't remember the character's name.
Yeah, I can't either. Isn't that crazy? Like I remember that the sister was Emery, but I can't remember. I cannot remember. Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene in this movie? I have to ask you.
My favorite,
Out of the comedic ones.
so there, you said, not the comedic ones?
No, out of the comedic ones. Like, what
Out
was
of
your
the
favorite comedic scene in this one?
two.
Okay.
One was when they all had to share this tiny room and decide who's going to be on the bed, that type of thing. And then the architect, the builder does that little snore at the end. So that I like that little part of it. And then when they were trying to get back to the ship on that little thing with the sidecar, whatever they called it.
Hansi.
Is that what it was called? Those were my two favorites. How about you?
Okay, so I particularly loved when the brother, like the one brother, the architect, right? He puts on the lederhosen and goes up there on stage, and the German woman falls for
Oh,
him.
she loves it, loved him.
Yeah, she loved him, but he loved his partner William, who was not there, and
Right.
she was like not catching on
Clueless.
at all.
Clueless. And
Yeah.
he's kissing her hand
Yeah.
and just playing it all up. Hey, they got a place to sleep for the night as a result of it,
They
right?
did. They did. And but the looks that the brother and sister kept giving him when he was doing that, when
Oh
he was
yeah.
playing it up,
Yeah.
that was so like real sibling,
Real siblings. Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
So it was a lot of fun. And then of course it had, the very serious note. I think we'll let the viewers go and find that
Yeah,
out
for
for
sure.
themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
But and you can kind of see that coming. They give enough little clues here and there that you can kind of see that coming.
Yeah,
But it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of
it
fun. Now,
was.
um, this one only gets a 3 for me, even though it was
Okay.
a lot of fun, because
Yeah.
I just felt like, I don't know, like the big whole secret thing that was like standing between him and William, I don't know. I don't know if that was believable for me in the way that it played out. It maybe was, or maybe it was I expected something so different that I was like, oh, that's what it was. I don't know. I don't know, but something about it just couldn't push it to a 4 for me, even though it was a high solid 3 for me.
Okay, okay. I am going to go ahead and give it that 4. And possibly would have given it a 5 because, again, I'm a huge fan of the campy Christmas vacation adventures, all the things that, don't go quite as planned and all of that. What you just mentioned was one of the main reasons why I could not give it a 5 because I felt like it was over dramatized, how there was this little unspoken thing between the partners. Um, and I was like, once the revelation comes, you're like, really? That kept them from, the next step. And then the other thing that took a little bit away from my rating is I feel like they focused a lot on the siblings, and that part was wonderful because they were hilarious and everything. But I wanted to see a little more of the parents as well. They were the ones who wanted to get the family together for this vacation. And then especially once you get to the end, to the revelation, I would have liked to see them really having some good quality time together. This is why we're a solid family. This is why we're a great couple here to support each other. I feel like they lacked on developing more of the love story of the parents.
Yeah. Well, and they kept like vaguely harping on the husband's former glory days in the Olympics, right? And I kept thinking that was really going to play into the story somehow, but it never did. So
It
like
didn't.
why did we do all that build up for what? Like you ran this thread through everything and then you left it hanging and didn't tie it off.
Yeah, yeah. And the most we got out of that was finally seeing him on skates. And
Yeah.
he was an Olympic skater, but we finally just see him on skates at this little city rink.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So
Well, and like maybe I think I might see what they were possibly trying to do with that, right? In terms of trying to maybe drive home the impact of the revelation on him personally, but like they should have tied it off better, right? They should have closed that story loop better because it just didn't do it. It's so like let's throw 5 or 6 words in there that just might imply this and hope that everybody gets it, right? And that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
really what happened because you didn't sew it up right. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah, that much is true. And with all the siblings though, and those who met someone, during the trip type thing, even the young lady with her grandfather, bringing in yet that other generation that I keep talking about that I'm really noticing this year with the Hallmark Christmas movies, having multiple generations. I thought that was so great because we saw in many ways how imperfect we are as families and as individuals, and how many things we have to face in our reality, as people with the sister, the opening or the intro to her it wasn't a great thing. It was like,
yeah.
okay, she's about to go through a little hard time, and hopefully being with her family will be helpful. And then here's this lady traveling with her grandfather, and it automatically made me think if my grandparents were still alive right now, that's exactly what I would do with them. I would be traveling with them somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we are 8 episodes in, so we're 8 movies deep so far into the new season. We're only going to be reviewing 12, right? Because again, this is all sponsored by the free time we don't actually have.
Really
um,
don't.
but overall, I would say that in general, I feel like Hallmark has upped their game
I
this year.
totally agree. There was the one that you and I both talked about, the budget, was
Oh, the
just.
USAA Christmas
Oh
commercial.
my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Now I will, but did you notice the product? Did you notice the home goods shopping bags had
I
King's Hawaiian rolls? Did you notice?
Yes, yes, that was back in Three Wisest Men, and I
Uh-huh.
meant to bring that up and I forgot to because listen, the one of them was done brilliantly, right? Like the
Uh-huh.
way because they just are unloading the groceries, it's just right there.
It's
And then
there.
somebody's at the table, oh, King's Hawaiian rolls. Okay, like
Yeah.
my boys would actually do that. Like I could sit there and do the whole thing with the yeast rolls, it will rise for 5 hours and all of that. But let them
Yeah.
come in and see King's Hawaiian rolls instead. And they would be like, oh, King's Hawaiian rolls,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really super realistic. The home goods thing, the way they did the placement, like with them getting the bags out of the car and all, like that was like pretty slick too. However, I didn't understand why they were going out and buying all these tons of new decorations when she clearly already had tons of
A
decorations for
lot
the
of
house that she'd been in for decades. So,
yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and we're going off script into a whole other movie, but yeah,
But to go back to what you were saying, yes, this year's movie selection has been really, really good. We're seeing good variety and storylines and characters and settings. Just it's a breath of fresh air this year. It really
yeah,
truly is.
it is. It is. Hopefully, they'll keep it up for the next four, and
We'll
we'll
find
see
out.
you tomorrow with another episode of 12 Days of Ugly Sweaters and Christmas Movie Tropes. Bye.
Let's all go live in a Christmas movie where the bakery saved down the snow falls smoothly. Trade the big city rush for a hometown glow. Under mistletoe magic, love will grow.